tonight on the South Today. One of the last schools to be rebuilt following the Christchurch quakes has finally opened on a new site. The west coast town of Fox Glacier is hoping tourists will start returning in full force after quiet COVID years. And Ashburton is all aglow as a festival of lights illuminates the mid-Canterbury town. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Hannah Wilkins. One of the last schools damaged in the Christchurch earthquakes has been officially reopened. Pareawa Banks Avenue has been completely rebuilt as part of a major program covering earthquake-damaged schools.
Excited pupils play and chatter as they explore their brand new school. Wet weather and sewage system issues caused by recent flooding didn't stop the official opening of Christchurch's newest school, Pareawa Banks Avenue.
We know out of great challenges come opportunity if you seek them. And the earthquakes of 2011 and 2012 brought many challenges to our city, to our community, to our school and to us as individuals.
Banks Avenue School was badly damaged in the 2011 Christchurch earthquakes. But staff and students were forced to continue at the Banks Ave site for 11 years until they could finally move. Their new $14 million facility isn't too far, less than a kilometre down the road at the former Shirley Boys High School site on North Parade. The move's part of the government's $1.3 billion project to rebuild or repair 115 earthquake-damaged schools across the area.
The Christchurch school rebuild has been an enormous undertaking for the government, and we're really at the fun part now, where most of it's finished and we're getting to open new schools, open new buildings and celebrate an enormous amount of mahi that's happened.
Mayor Leanne Dalziel was also part of the opening and says it's a big milestone for the city. In Christchurch, the South Today.
The aluminium smelter at Taihape Point has begun talks with power companies to continue operating beyond 2024. The smelter's owner, Rio Tinto, threatened in 2020 to close the plant, citing expensive electricity costs. But the company negotiated a cut-price deal that runs through until December 2024. Its recent change of heart comes as aluminium prices have soared in recent months. The smelter is the biggest employer in the Southland area, employing about 1,000 people directly and a further 1,500 indirectly. Power company Meridian says it will enter into contract negotiations with the smelter. The west coast town of Fox Glacier is among the communities that have struggled throughout the pandemic. But the small village that's largely been built off tourism has hopes of returning to its glory days.
A quiet tourist town on the west coast. Fox Glacier has had it tough over the past few years. The COVID-19 pandemic saw the town's mainstay business of tourism crash, resulting in sharp economic decline since 2020. Businesses and streets are still largely empty due to the lack of tourists passing through, in stark contrast to a few years ago.
Certainly been a really big, slow marathon feeling about it. It's not something that we've been able to have much effect on.
Border closures and lockdowns have forced Fox Glacier guides to try and adapt. But Fox's main attraction is the nearby glacier. In recent years, the retreat of the tourist magnet has meant tourists need to make more effort to be able to view it. The access road to the iconic Fox Glacier is closed for the foreseeable future.
And I think we've just got to work with the environment and how that's changing with landslips and erosion, and use the access we have, and it's been okay.
Cafe Neve owner Francois Goosen believes the surrounding area of the village also has plenty to offer.
There's more than just the glacier down here. I mean, we've got some of the most spectacular scenery and walks around here. So yeah, there's still a big attraction for people to come down here.
And locals are remaining optimistic that Fox Glacier will soon be back up and running, even if not quite at the full house levels of pre-COVID times. International tourists are gradually returning to New Zealand, and there's hope they'll explore more than just the hotspots like Queenstown, providing a boost to the West Coast tourism economy as well. In Fox Glacier, the South Today.
Waitaki Mayor Gary Kircher is concerned a move to fluoridate the tap water in Oamaru could rile up conspiracy theorists. Outgoing Director General of Health Ashley Bloomfield has ordered 14 local authorities, including the Christchurch and Waitaki councils, to begin fluoridating their water supplies. However, Gary Kircher says the government order fits with the council's philosophy of looking after the community. When fluoridation was previously proposed for the area, he says anti-fluoride groups became vocal, claiming fluoride was a poison. However, a 2009 oral health study found children living with fluoridated water have a 40% lower lifetime incidence of tooth decay. A mid-Canterbury evening has come to light with a glow in the park. The community event was a celebration of Electricity Ashburton turning 100 years old.
Residents flocked to a recent Glow in the Park event in Ashburton, taking part in interactive exhibits under the cover of semi-darkness. Ashburton District Council Community Liaison Officer Claire Harden was pleased to see so many locals taking part.
It's a great turnout. Yeah, just kept on top of car parking, and the food vendors it's great to see food vendors out and having lovely yummy food and having them busy after COVID. It's great.
The event celebrates 100 years of EA Networks, formerly the Ashburton Electric Power Board, being part of the local community. There was a host of attractions on offer, including water reflections, glow football and mirror balls. An archway of trusses was set up, designed to mimic the flow of electricity, with the Fire Museum team on board too, along with some face painting with a difference.
Children's Day committee are here and they're doing beautiful face painting, neon face painting that glows with the UV lights. And we've got a UV light where they are and another UV area where the sports is and the tennis courts, so that's been a bit of a hit.
Along with the many light features, there were information panels telling the story of EA Networks. From its beginnings as the Ashburton Electric Power Board to the present day as a provider of electricity, lines and fibre optic cables for internet in the region. In Ashburton, the South Today.
FA Yakane, still to come on the South Today. Electric trucks at Canterbury roads in a bid to lower the region's emissions. And bailage is on the list of items going under the hammer at a Tapanui fundraiser.
Every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell menswear, it fits.
It's a midwinter Boxing Day sale. My mate John's lost the plot. It's July and he's put his Christmas tree up and he's taken 30% off absolutely everything. Plus you can pay it off interest-free. Midwinter Boxing Day sale. 30% off the lot. On now at John's Furniture Warehouse, Stafford Street, and online at mymatejohn.co.nz.
Where did you get that furniture from? Stafford Street and My Mate John.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Come on, mate. The blue doesn't go with the brown.
Tēnā koe, welcome back. A convoy of specialist battery electric trucks have hit the roads in Christchurch as part of an environmental push led by the City Council. $3 million is being invested into 2 citywide projects aimed at reducing greenhouse gas emissions.
9 battery electric trucks by 9 different companies line the forecourt of the Christchurch Art Gallery. The City Council is hoping these brand new battery powered heavy vehicles, leased from TR Group, will lead the way locally, with the goal of reducing the district's greenhouse gas emissions by half by 2030.
One diesel truck that does 200,000 kilometres a year is the equivalent of taking 100 cars off the road. Quite a significant contribution.
The electric trucks will be used by 4 transport companies making deliveries, along with 5 civil construction and maintenance companies who carry out work around the city. Mayor Leanne Dalziel was pleased to see more than $3 million being invested into 2 distinct projects.
It's my official and absolute pleasure to launch the Civil Construction and Maintenance Services Project and the Shopping District Battery Electric Truck Delivery Services Project. Well done.
Earlier this year, the Labour-led government announced an emissions reduction plan for the country, including an ambitious target of net zero greenhouse gas emissions by 2050. In Christchurch, the South today.
A wide range of items were up for auction recently in Tapanui at a fundraising event for the local Lions Club. Along with the familiar wine and cheese gift packs and merchandise donated by businesses, there was also baleage up for grabs for farmers to buy to feed their stock.
At $100, got 100 now, 10s all the way at $100.
Auctioning off donated items for a good cause. About 70 sponsors donated everything from gift packs to potted plants to raise funds for the people of the Tapanui area. The event was held in conjunction with the annual West Otago Baleage and Stock Feed competition. It normally raises about $20,000, which is distributed by the West Otago Lions Club around the close-knit local community.
This is run in conjunction with the AMP Association, and they, in a lot of cases, the members of the AMP Association are actually also members of the Lions Club. So it's everybody working together.
Also on show were swedes and beets, providing an opportunity for children to creatively enter their biggest and ugliest vegetables. And in another local quirk, the event saw baleage, which is partially dry stock feed, judged by the experts and then auctioned off.
Quite often you'll find people who are short of feed outside the district, when they know there's a competition on, they'll come along so that they can buy hay or baleage.
As well as being a fun fundraiser, organisers say it helps show the depth of technical expertise of the region's farmers. In Tapanui, the South today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South today. One of the last schools to be rebuilt following the Christchurch earthquakes is finally opened on a new site. The west coast town of Fox Glacier is hoping tourists will start returning in full force after 3 quiet COVID years. And Ashburton was all aglow as a festival of lights illuminated the mid-Canterbury town to celebrate 100 years of the local electricity supplier. And now a look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT, and we welcome the editor, Barry Stewart. Kia ora, Barry.
Hello, Hannah.
What can we expect in your paper
tomorrow?
Well,
further from yesterday's story on the Polytech, where Mr Kerr got into the government, former SIT Chief Executive Penny Simons has had a crack at Chris Hipkins in Parliament today over the ODT story and about the heartbreaking state of the Polytech sector. So. Wow. It continues. The story continues. Yeah, indeed. And some good news, petrol prices have dropped significantly.
Great, that's what we need right now.
And it appears Dunedin is the lowest in the country. So that's some interesting news there. Diesel was down as well. So the big clean-up has begun with the weather, obviously. Farmers and roading contractors are extremely busy. So we have a wrap-up of that. And of course, a sports lift-out tomorrow. Commonwealth Games and all the big sporting action of the weekend.
Brilliant. Oh, we look forward to reading all of that in tomorrow's paper. Thanks, Barry.
Thank you.
And time now for a look at the weather.
The South Today weather, proudly brought to you by MoleMap, the skin cancer detection specialists.
Looking at the situation, cold tomorrow with showers and southwesterly winds. Airflow tends westerly on Saturday ahead of a very cold southwest winds, and wintry showery day on Sunday. Heading to the top of the South Island, gusty southwesterlies and 14 for Nelson tomorrow. Greymouth gets a high of 12 with showers and southwesterlies. Christchurch gets those winds too, but it'll be clear with 11 degrees. Travelling to South Canterbury and North Otago, expect more cool southwesterlies through here. Ashburton and Timaru will both get a high of 11, while Awamiru is fine too, heading for a high of 10 degrees. Westwards now to the Central Lakes. Showers and southwesterlies are on the way. Wanaka and Queenstown will get up to 9. Alexandra can expect winds from the southwest and a high of 10 degrees. Heading further south, a few showers linger tomorrow and the southwesterlies will pick up again. Balclutha, Gore and the Catlins can all expect a high of 9 degrees. And down to the deep south, showers clearing tonight in Invercargill with a low of 7. Tomorrow looks fine and sunny to start with the cold southwesterlies dying out. And then the cloud will roll in again across the afternoon, bringing showers and fresh winds. Expect a low of 6 and a high of 9. Saturday will be cloudy with showers and westerlies, a low again of 6 and a high of 11 degrees. And lastly, heading to Dunedin, cloudy with southwest winds tonight down to 7 degrees. Tomorrow starts with low cloud, which will open up to be quite patchy across the day with showers at night, a low of 5 and a high of 10. Into the weekend, Saturday looks fine and sunny with light cloud and westerlies, down to 5 again with a high of 12 degrees. And that's the news this Thursday. For the latest news and videos from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz. And you can follow Channel 39 on YouTube to catch our news bulletins on demand. We'll see you again tomorrow. Ka kite popo.
Public interest journalism funded through New Zealand On Air.